Hello, it's Erin. I'm back. So recently I got some books for Christmas and recently took a trip to Barnes & Noble. I'm going to do a book haul because I haul any of the books I get. I just recently started doing that. Like I said before, these are books that I got not only from Christmas, but I also got them for Christmas as well. So I decided to combine them all into just one book haul to haul everything because I wanted to save every book because I knew I was going to be getting books for Christmas. So I saved all the books. I got like maybe 2 books before Christmas and then I got the rest for Christmas. So that's 7 books here and I am going to show them all to you guys. 2 of them I got already and the rest I got for Christmas. So let's get started. Okay, first, I got this at Barnes & Noble recently. It looks like a very good book. I read more of her books, and I loved the one book I read already, and that is November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This book looks really good. I recently heard Christine talk about it, and she said it's a very good book, and I've been meaning to pick it up, so I went to Barnes & Noble, I think a week after it came out. I got the book, I met this author and this girl, and they meet on the same day, which is November 9th every year, and it looks pretty good. That's basically what I got from the description. I had read Colleen Hoover, I read Ugly Love. I actually have a book talk for that, so you guys can check that out. I love Colleen Hoover's writing. She is a phenomenal author. I love her books so much. She is so good when it comes to writing, and I cannot wait to pick up this book. This is the second book I'll be reading by her, and I'm very, very excited. This next book, I'm very excited to share with you guys. I went to Barnes & Noble the day it came out, or a couple days after it came out. I normally don't get these kind of books because I'm not really into them because I have the originals already. But I decided to pick it up because it's the last book in the series and it's the collector's edition, so I had to pick it up. And I might get the next 2 collector's editions of the earlier copies, but I don't know if they're available. And that is Allegiant Collector's Edition by Veronica Roth. This is just the original version of Allegiant that Veronica Roth wrote, but there's bonus content. And the pages are really cool looking. They're kind of like edged, where the cover is all shiny and it's so pretty. It has a bookmark, and the back it has a poster, and it also has and it has some posters. What also is cool about the Allegiant Collector's Edition, I forgot to mention this before, is that it's actually signed by Veronica Roth right on the cover, which is pretty cool. If you look at that, it's like indented in there, and it's really, really cool. I actually posted about this on Instagram and Twitter, and people were like, oh my god, you're so lucky. And it has diary entries from Natalie Pryor that Allegiant, when it first came out, because if you were the first people to pre-order it, you would have gotten it. My cousin got it. They're in this book now, so I wanted to read them, and I just started reading the back of it, and it's really, really good. And reading Natalie's journals because we didn't get really much from her in the last book of the series. If you guys read it, but I'm really excited to read this book. I mean, I'm excited to read the back and reading all those bonus content. I know what happened at the end of the book was sad. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys if you guys didn't read it yet. If some of you didn't read the book yet, but I'm going to reread this book, and I'm going to reread this copy because I got to reread it for the movie that's going to be coming out in a couple months, so I'm going to read this version. I'm very excited to pick up this book again, even though the ending, but the writing was very, very great. I love Veronica Roth. She's my inspiration, if you guys didn't know. Okay, now I'm going to go with the books that I got for Christmas, so this is all what I got recently. The first book I got, I read the series, and not many people are opposed to this series because nobody really likes it, but I liked it. I read all 3 books and I kind of liked it, but then it kind of annoyed me because the romance was really annoying, but I still liked the series. It was very good, and it's recently came out with another book in the series, but it's in a different POV, and that is Grey by E.L. James. This is not part of the 50 Shades of Grey series. It is, but it's told in Christian's head. And I started reading a preview of it in the back of 50 Shades Freed, which was really good, and I actually started getting into it, and it should be interesting to read from his head, because we don't know much about him and his past, and maybe we'll uncover some things that we didn't know about him before, and why he's the reason he is, because if you've seen the movie or if you read the book, he only gives a little bit of information as we go out through the series. So this should give you a little bit of in-depth of what goes on, because there's a couple flashbacks, I think, in here. And then there's the part where he met Anna, and I would love to see what happens in this book. So I'm very excited to read this. Okay. The next book, it's not really a book, morally, it's a novella to a very, very good series that I'm currently reading right now, and that is Unite Me by Tahiti Amafi. It's Unite Me, Destroy Me, and Fracture Me. I think all stories are told in Warner's POV, and I wanted this so bad, guys. I'm not joking. When I got this on Christmas, I was so happy. I want to know what goes on in this guy's head. I started reading it, like I skimmed it the first time I got it, and I couldn't put it down, and I actually had to, because I'm not going to be picking this up until after I read the Shadow Me series. I know you're supposed to read before, but I want to read this so bad. I'm going to pick this up after I read the Shadow Me series to conclude everything and maybe to avoid a reading slump. So we'll see. This book series, it's very, very good, and I'm very excited to read this. It's not that many pages, but I'm very looking forward to going in depth into it. Maybe give me a little bit of closure on the series after I finish it. Again, another book I'm very excited to pick up. The next book is a series that I heard many booktubers talk about before, and I heard it's very popular. The next book's coming out next month, I believe, and I will be picking up that book as well. I read the summary for it on Goodreads, and I loved it, and I cannot wait to read it, and that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I'm very excited to read this book. You guys didn't know, it's about a series where, like, I think it's in a caste system, and you move up in ranks, and this girl wants to be a red, I believe, and she's gonna make her way to the top. I'm not really too positive on the summary, because I read it briefly on Goodreads, but it's really good. I really wanted this book, and I'm very excited to read it. I put in a contest, a book con, to win a copy, but obviously I didn't win, but I got it now for Christmas, and I'm very excited about it. The cover is very pretty. The crown. And next book, Glass Sword, is coming out in February, I believe, and I'm going to get that book as well, so I'm very excited about it. I heard Sasha talk about the sequel, and she said it's very good. It's one of her favorite books, and it's her favorite series, so I'm going to take her advice, and I'm going to pick this book up, and I'm very, very excited to read this. Like, very, very excited. The next two books are in a series together, and I have the first book already, but I have not yet to read it, and a lot of booktubers say the book is very, very good, and I'm going to read it eventually. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I will get it, and I asked for the 2 books for Christmas. I don't have the third one yet because my parents couldn't find the hard copy, so I'm going to eventually get the third book. So right now I have the second, and I think I have the last book, and it's going to be 6 books in a series. I just learned this a couple of days ago, and I'm very excited, and that is the Throne of Glass series, and for Christmas, I got Heir of Fire. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. Really the summary of the story, but I know it's about an assassin. There is a love triangle and very hot guys in it, I heard, so that's a plus, and that got me excited. So I got this book. I have the first book in my other book haul. I got the other one for my birthday and paperback, but I got this one. This is Heir of Fire. I'm very excited to read it. The cover is very pretty. Got Selena on the front. Very, very excited to read these. I was very excited to get them on Christmas. Like I said, I don't have the third book right now because my parents couldn't find it in hardcover, or they couldn't find it. I will eventually get it, but I'm very excited to read this series. I will get to it eventually, but I have this book. And, which leads me to the next book, I also have Queen of Shadows. And this is, and these books are also, these are by Sarah J. Maas. And this is the 4th book in the series. This is one that just recently came out a couple months ago. I know it's going to be 6 books. I just learned this the other day. And I'm very excited for the next 2 books. Actually, I have novellas out too, which I'm probably going to read and pick up eventually. But I am very excited to read this series. It looks very, very good. I am very excited. I love the whole story about assassins and stuff. It looks pretty interesting. It's something new from what I've been reading recently. The cover is pretty. Again, you got Selena on all the covers with her sword. And just by the cover, I know I'm going to enjoy this book. And I've heard many booktubers. I've heard Christine, Sasha, and Jesse. I've heard all of them talk about it, how great the series is, and I'm very, very excited to pick up this book and read it and get into it and talk about it, and I'll probably do a book talk for it, and I am very excited for this, to pick up this series. And here are my beautifully stacked books. I can't stack books professionally like most booktubers, but I stacked them. And how pretty are these spines? Most of them are red. I tried to match them. How beautiful are these books? They're so pretty stacked. And oh my god, I gotta find a spot for all of them, but I got them. They're all stacked, and I'm going to be reading these very soon. That was my book haul. I hope you guys liked it. I enjoyed showing all the books I got for Christmas for you guys and the books that I picked up in Barnes & Noble. I'm looking forward to reading all these books. And I hope to read them in the near distant future because I'm a very busy person and I'm very behind on my reading. I don't do those Goodreads challenges, like I can't keep up with reading. I don't have time to read, so I read at my own pace, so it's fine. So eventually I'll get to the books and I'm very excited to read them, and you'll be expecting more book talks in the future with these books that I'll be reading. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @LettyFan93 and my Instagram is @DivergentFan93. So like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!